Welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca. Today I've got a really versatile and quick birthday card to show you. But first I want to show you that the new catalog is coming out in January. If you're one of my VIP customers, that means you've spent $50 with me in the last 6 months. Yours is already in the mail. You'll get it the first week of January. If you would like a catalog, there's a link down below in the description that you can request one from me, or you can head over to my website, sunnydaystamping.com. I will also send you the Celebration flyer. Celebration is Stampin' Up's big sale that happens twice a year. This celebration goes through the end of February, and with every $50 purchase, you get to pick something free out of this catalog. Let's get started making our card. So here's the great card we're going to be making. You can see it's very, very simple, but this little bit of color underneath that ice cream cone just really makes it like, wow, how'd you do that? This is also a really versatile card because just by changing out the colors, you can make it appropriate for a guy or a girl. And I've got more color combinations that I'll show you at the end. This is the stamp set we're going to be using, Sweet Ice Cream. It is one of my all-time favorites. You get happy birthday and thank you. And that's really like one of the main reasons I send cards out to begin with. And these are just so much fun. You can use so many different colors with this set. It's so versatile. I love it. You don't even need very many supplies for this card. You just need 3 colors of cardstock and 3 colors of ink. For the example, we're going to be using Flirty Flamingo, and you just make a card base. And if you don't know how to do that, I've got a great video, I'll link it up here, on how to make 2 card bases really quickly. You need 2 pieces of, this is Bermuda Bay, but you need some kind of bold layer here and kind of a lighter layer for your card base. And then 2 pieces of white cardstock and 1 more piece of scrap where we're going to make the ice cream cone. Now I've got all the measurements for these on a free downloadable project sheet. Just head over to my website and you can download that, or there's a link down in the description below. Now for the ink colors, I'm going to choose the exact same ink colors as the cardstock, but just add in a brown for the ice cream cone. I've said it a million times, but I'll say it again. This is why I love Stampin' Up. I know that these colors are going to match perfectly, so my card's going to turn out fantastic. I've been stamping and paper crafting for so long using other products, and you go to all the hard work, and if it doesn't match perfectly, oh, it just bugs me, and I get so discouraged. So you know when you use Stampin' Up that your product's going to turn out fantastic. We're going to start by making the fun part first, the ice cream cone. So you're going to ink up your ice cream. Oops. And we're going to do 2 at a time because we need 1 for the outside and 1 for the inside. Now you're going to take the little dots that come in that stamp set and use your dark layer color, this case Bermuda Bay, to put some sprinkles on top there. Now grab your ice cream cone, and now I'm going to show you, I actually stamped mine off before stamping it on my paper because that just looks like a burnt ice cream cone to me. So now take these grid lines, and those I will stamp full strength on top of my ice cream cone. Look how much dimension that gives. Now I've been stamping in this odd way on purpose because I've been anticipating using my ice cream cone builder punch to punch these out. You could definitely cut these out by hand, but I am going to use my punch because even though I'm a thrifty crafter, I do not enjoy cutting out things by hand. And so to me, it is worth the enjoyment to just punch it out. So when you use this ice cream cone builder punch, you can see it's got 2 images at once. And if you were to try to line that punch up on your paper, like if you were to try to stamp your ice cream cone and ice cream at the same time, oh my gosh, that would be so frustrating. So I do the cones on one end, making sure it's on the end that when I go to punch again, that the cone will, or the ice cream will just be punched out of the scrap here. Now I've got to trim my paper because that's not fitting in there well. So you just snip this off. Now for the ice cream, you're going to slide that in the other end so that the excess that's being punched out by this cone is not affecting the other ice cream. Now you're going to take your little cones and just put a little bit of glue right at the top and put the ice cream right on. Just line them up and then press right where you had that glue. Let that dry. Well, pick it up from your paper so it doesn't stick to your paper and kind of let those dry. I put way too much glue. I'm using a new ink bottle and man, does it come out fast. So now you're going to grab this paper again because we're going to stamp the little sentiment there for the inside, and you're going to do that in your bold color. Stamp it kind of down towards the edge, and then you can use your paper trimmer or just cut this with scissors. This is really simple to do. Because it's a short sentiment, I'm not too worried about it being cut unevenly. I am going to trim this a little bit closer. There. All right, let's set all of those aside. All right, we're going to set all those aside and work on the front of our card. So grab your white cardstock and we'll put on the sentiment. Now, for this one, it's a birthday, but I'm going to turn this one into a thank you card. So I'm going to grab that thank you. Just to show you how versatile this set is, we can use the same stamp set to make a birthday card or a thank you card. Oh, here's my tip. When you're trying to get a stamp straight, line it up on your grid paper and then line it up on your block. Now you're going to have an easier time stamping that straight. Again, I'm going to use my bold color. I'm going to stamp it in the middle up towards the top. I didn't do a very good job explaining that at the beginning. If you're designing your card and you're using different color combination, choose one that's lighter or less bold and one that's really bold so that you can have a light ice cream with some bold splashes and using that same bold color for your sentiment and your layers, both on the inside and the outside. Now we're going to create this kind of like glowing shadow behind our ice cream cone. And it's so easy. I'm using the blending brushes, and these are actually like soft brushes, not a sponge. And they come in a pack of 3 for $12. I just feel like that's such a good deal. So you're going to rub some ink on it. I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo, which is the same color as the ice cream. And when you ink it up, I like to put it off my paper first because it has kind of a dark smudge. Although, you know what? In this case, it won't matter because we're putting that behind our ice cream cone anyway. And I'm just creating just a circle like that. And so just kind of measure put your ice cream cone on there to measure if you have a big enough circle or a dark enough circle. And darn it! I totally messed that up. All right, I gotta flip my paper over. I'm gonna make this all again. Okay, there, all better. There are 2 sides to every paper. Just flip it over. And if you're using the Stampin' Up! Cardstock, it's very thick. And so you can be assured that you're not gonna see through to the other side. Now you can glue that directly on there, but I'm gonna pop mine up with dimensionals. Now, when I was testing this, I was putting 2 dimensionals on there. I'm trying to use as few as possible, but it was really caving in the middle. So I tried it with 3, and then I decided, you know what? I got to stop scrimping and use 4 on this. So you want to center up your ice cream cone in the center of your sentiment and in the center of your paper. Now take your bold layer and glue this on. Now I made the dimensions for this so that this is just the tiniest bit showing through. I just liked how that looked, but if you want to bump that up just a little bit to get more of that color, do it. Let's attach that to the front. All right, now let's do the inside. So we're going to create another shadow. So grab your other piece of white cardstock and your blending brush again. And now you're just going to do it in the corner, putting more pressure towards the corner so that it kind of creates a gradient. Glue that onto your other piece of bold cardstock. This is the Bermuda Bay. Now this one I did create a bigger frame, and I did that on purpose because when I wanted my ice cream cone when I put it on to be hanging off either side. I just thought that looked really interesting that way. Glue this on the inside of your card. Okay, now you're going to grab your ice cream cone and your little sentiment. We're going to put a little dot of glue here. That's probably too much. And glue up the back of your cone. And now you're going to put this behind your cone, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll show you why. We're going to then go ahead and put a couple dots of glue behind that sentiment. Now you're going to line up your ice cream cone at an angle, making sure the tip of the cone is hanging off and the ice cream cone that way. Press that down. Now, because we're using liquid glue, we can rotate this sentiment. I want the sentiment to be parallel with this line here, and then push that down. Now, before you close your card, make sure that is dry. I see some glue of mine sticking out there. Now, one last thing, I'm actually going to decorate the back of the card. I'm going to take one more sentiment out of that sweet ice cream stamp set and just stamp it on the back. I'm also going to use those same dots that we used on our ice cream cone, but I'm going to ink these up in the Flirty Flamingo so that they're the same color as this cardstock, because I just want the effect of it. I don't want a really big, bold color. And there you go, birthday and thank you. Let me show you some other color combinations. The two we made today are perfect for a girl. Here's another one, which I think would be great for a girl or a Valentine's. This is Blushing Bride in Real Red. Then I wanted to make some that were more gender neutral or perfect for a guy. This is Pear Pizzazz and Bermuda Bay, and Crushed Curry and Bermuda Bay. If you have any questions about today's project or the new catalog or celebration, please reach out to me, leave a comment, or you can contact me on my website at sunnydaystamping.com. Have a sunny day.